We're going to come back to a topic that we talked about last week, and that is regarding the defensive end extraordinaire Josh Allen, selected right before TJ Hawkinson in the 2019 draft. The Lions were sitting at 8, and he went at number 7 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I made a video last week about Josh Allen being on our team and how Brad Holmes needs to be aggressive at the end or in this offseason. I also made kind of a satire video about a guy that I think he will go after in Andrew Van Ginkel. And if you didn't get the message, that was more of a kind of a sarcasm more than anything else. Although I do think that that's a guy that we should still watch out for. But Josh Allen, man, is a absolute dog, and I want him to be on this team. He is the number one free agent that I want us to go after when the free agent tampering period begins. So we got Bruce Irvin and stuff like that, and we trying to get through this year. And a lot of y'all are saying that we're a year away, we're a draft away, we're a free agency away, that the Detroit Lions are not trying to go all in this year, but more likely next year when we're legitimately ready and able to compete for a Super Bowl. Well, I started thinking about having some dialogue with some guys on Twitter, and Josh Allen came up after that Monday night game with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he came up because he recorded a couple more sacks then. And it was a lot of back and forth on Twitter about should we get wanting Josh Allen to be a Detroit Lion. He should have been one anyway, but that's neither here nor there. He couldn't have, maybe we should have traded up or something because we wind up trading away TJ Hawkinson. But anyway, so that got me thinking. It's like, you know what? Yeah, we're in the season. Yeah, I'm breaking my rule because I'm talking about the off season while the season's going on. But this guy is worth talking about. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're the franchise tag, right? The franchise tag is a way for a team to retain the services of any player for an extra year or so, right? You can tag more than a year. Then you can have a situation like Lamar Jackson Wilson had last year, where the Baltimore Ravens franchise tagged him like an exclusive rights or something like that, where whatever he was offered, the Ravens had the opportunity to match it or something crazy like that that goes to that. So they basically put Lamar in a chokehold, but he wound up going back where he wanted to be anyway. So my thing is, how likely is it that the franchise tag is used on Josh Allen by the Jacksonville Jaguars? If I am understanding this is very interesting when it comes to the potential of letting him walk for next year. All right, so let's do this. This website is kind of a nuisance here, but we're going to go here. All right. Now let's start from the very beginning. This is how the salary cap is determined. All right. I'm sorry, the franchise tag. The franchise tag is based on the average of the top 5 cap hits at the player's position for the previous 5 years. 120% of the player's previous year's salary. So I don't know if that's one or the other or both, but either way, that is pretty intriguing. Now, I did some research and I came to the conclusion or found the answer of how does the franchise tag affect the salary cap. So for instance, if Josh Allen is making as a defensive end $20 million, that $20 million is going to reduce the salary of the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? So if I'm looking and I'm understanding, again, this is based on my understanding. So maybe one of you guys who is more knowledgeable about this in the comment section will be able to clear this up. Man, these ads are ridiculous. All right. So if we go here, I'm going to blow this up a wee bit so you guys can see it. Go to 150 here. And then I got to scroll down and be able to scroll this way. All right. Now, I was looking for the Jacksonville Jaguars salary cap space, and I saw that the Jacksonville Jaguars are available cap space. There you see the Detroit Lions at 8. If you look for the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're sitting at 19. Now, this is, I'm assuming, including the extra $25 million that they have, because this is supposed to go up to here it is right here. A real-time look at the 2024 salary cap totals for each team, including estimated cap space, assumes a $240.5 million team salary. Now, if we go down here and we look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, number 19, cap space available. If we let me minimize this because I want to see the whole thing. They have 38 people under contract, and they will have, get this off. Thank you. They will also have 24 million or so available cap space. Now, if Josh Allen is going to take up whatever the average is, which I haven't done the math because I didn't want to do it, but if he's going to take up that, let's say he takes up 20 million. That means that the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to have about 5 million. I give them $5 million to work with. So if they were to franchise tag Josh Allen, that is essentially their entire free agency. Of course, they can move some things around and maybe create some space. But they got Christian Kirk. They got Trevor Lawrence, who's entering year 4. They have other players on their team, right, that they might prioritize. So you can't just slap the tag on anybody. You have to be able to put the franchise tag on somebody. So, I mean, does the franchise tag, does the salary cap matter? Kind of, it doesn't, because the Pittsburgh Steelers are over the cap according to next year. Let me see where they are this season. All right. There's a glare on my screen. I can't see. Okay, so this season, who is over the cap right now? Total cap value, cap space is what I'm looking for. All cap space. Okay, so the only team, according to Spot Track, who is under or over the cap is the Denver Broncos, $500,000. And then the Philadelphia Eagles have $1.5 million. The New England Patriots have almost $2 million. The Pittsburgh Steelers have almost $3 million. And the Detroit Lions have $3,264,450 for the salary cap. So my point is, when it comes to Josh Allen, will the Jacksonville Jaguars be able to slap the franchise tag on him? Now, this guy is projected to get something from Spot Track in the realm of $21 million or so, right? So priority number 1, soon as we can, extend St. Brown. Priority number 2, if they are going to extend Goff, get it out the way, I don't know, 2-year deal. If they don't want to go long-term, 2-year deal. Priority number 3, if Jacksonville is unable to franchise tag Josh Allen is my number 1 free agency target in free agency of 2024. I don't know who's in the draft. I haven't even looked because I cannot go there until the season is over as far as defensive pass rushers. But again, we have a dude who is certified. Bring him to the team. He got another couple sacks on Monday Night Football. This guy got an INT, 13 and a half sacks. And he doesn't even lead the NFL in sacks. That would go to Khalil Mack at this point. And Mack is still doing his thing. But could you imagine 13 and a half sacks? Could you imagine what he would do for Aiden Hutchinson? Could you imagine what he would do for the middle of that defensive line? To put that in perspective, 13 and a half sacks. If you were to double that, he has more than the Detroit Lions. He has more than half of what the Detroit Lions sack total is. The Detroit Lions have 25 sacks. This man has 13 and a half by himself. Of course, Trayvon Walker is on that line as well, but we have Aiden Hutchinson. So it's going to be an intriguing offseason, and I think this offseason is going to absolutely fly past. The Lions are going to the playoffs, guaranteed. That puts us into January. Somehow, some way, they make the Super Bowl. That is the end or the middle of February. Immediately after that, we start talking about free agency, which opens a month later. Immediately after that, we start talking about the draft. But while all of that's going on, we're preparing for the draft to happen here in Detroit. Once that's over, now we're in May. And before you know it, we are starting the NFL season in 2024. So this is my number one target in free agency is defensive end Josh Allen of the Jacksonville Jaguars. If I was going to call him Hamble. If Brad Holmes does this, much of my faith, if not all of it, will be restored. Now we'll know who we are dealing with in general manager. Is he chintzy, and does he like to shop at the dollar store, or is he willing to open up the wallet, kick out the bag? And this is light work, bro. 20 million. It's light work. So we'll see. Josh Allen, just because they can tag him doesn't mean they will, because they might not be able to afford him, if I'm understanding this correctly. But if you have any difference of knowledge or opinion, let me know, and we can talk about it in the comment section below. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.